man, the way that's happening, bro.
Yeah.
That's simply amazing, man.
Yeah, all this stuff that's happening with the shootings, Jake, man, that stuff is really, it's just being publicized more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you, Jake, what a lot of you people don't understand is that this is all part of a setup.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Lives Matter, you're protesting, it being on TV, you actually are thinking that they're giving you some kind of power to get your message out, but they're actually just giving you a rope to hang yourself on.
Yeah.
Because eventually, somehow they're going to flip it and make them blame everything on you.
Yeah.
That's really the ultimate thing, to make you a so-called scapegoat. You know? To make you the fall guy.
That's that crafty counsel, right?
Yeah, that's part of the crafty counsel. And our people are so blinded and simple that they can't even see it when it's right in front of their eyes.
Right, right.
And that's even part of the curses as well.
That's right.
To not be able to see something that's right in front of you. In fact, before we get that, get me Genesis, Deuteronomy 28 and 28. You know?
Yep.
Because they're actually part of the curses that some of our people are going to be completely blinded and not be able to see. Because like we went into last week, man, Yahweh Shai is the light.
Yeah.
You got light that illuminates, it takes over darkness. So now you can actually see the crafty counsel. You can see what they're trying to do with, to our people. You can actually see clearly that what is coming ahead. So go ahead and get that real quick.
28.
Yeah, broke up a new day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 8.
28.
I'm 28 and 28.
Yeah.
The Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
Yeah, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to grope in noonday. Meaning that when everything's really clear and obvious, you're not even going to be able to even tell and see.
Right.
That is actually a spiritual blocker that's actually put on you to not be able to understand and see what's really going on around you.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what we're trying to get our people out of. And that, you know, that man came, this is right, man, he came with him and his whole family.
Yeah.
He came with him and his whole family, and only really his, his daughter was, his young daughter was really the only one that actually really believed, you know?
Yeah.
To a large degree.
That's according to prophecy too. Two from a family, one from the city. Or what is it? One from a family, two from a city.
Yeah, one from the family, two from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one from the family, two from the city, man.
Yeah.
And we saw that, man. You know, he was fighting against it. You know, he was fighting against what he was seeing, man.
Right.
He was cutting himself the whole time, man. It was crazy because he was telling us to bring out certain scriptures that we wanted to bring out anyway.
Yeah, and he was cutting himself with his own scriptures.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, you know? So it's like at the end of the day, man, it's like the things that's happening, man, you know, the things that's happening to our people, man, they don't really understand what's really going on because the Most High put that blinder on them, man. And you can see it every day. The more and more you're in this thing, the more and more you can see how the Most High has done it. So go ahead and get me that. We're just going to go to Ezekiel because we're going to deal with Esau too, man. Because it's prophesied that Esau was going to go down, like we go into the scriptures and the prophecies, that the Most High was going to eventually have their era end, their age end, and usher in our age.
This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesies against it.
Yeah, set your face against Mount Seir, which Mount Seir is a representation just of a government. That's the reason why they have, summits. Okay, you have a peak. You have someone that's at the head of that particular government. All right, so he set ourselves against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and that's what we're doing. We're telling them the America's going down, Babylon is going down.
Right.
So anything that they're trying to do, whether they're trying to institute the chip, bring forth the concentration camps, it don't matter what they're doing because even all that they're doing is according to prophecy. That's how we know that we're at the end of this thing. All right, keep going.
And say unto it, Thus said the Most High, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am great, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Most desolate, but that goes back into Malachi, that he's going to lay his heritage waste. So their inheritance is complete destruction and desolation. Everything that they built, which the main places they built up, and their chief places here in Babylon.
That's right.
You know, when you go into war, when you take down the center and the capital of a nation, of an empire, they're done. They're done. Just like when you go into World War II, when they took Berlin down in World War II, the Nazi Germany was done.
That's it. That's it.
So when he takes down Babylon, which will be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, according to the scriptures, that's a done deal for them. See, that's what we're coming out and prophesying, that this is going to have to happen in order for us to get that rulership. So keep going.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Most High.
Yeah, he's going to know that he's Yahweh, man. Not Jehovah, not Yahweh, and all that, you know?
Right.
You're going to know on that day, and the whole world's going to know. Because when that happens, they're going to understand in their mind, how did these people destroy themselves? You know? How did they just go ahead and build up America? Y'all want this new world order, but then all of a sudden you're just going to shoot missiles upon yourself and destroy it. Most times going to put it in their mind to do that. You know? In fact, let's get that real quick in Revelations. What is that? 7, 12, 17. It's going to put in their heart to fulfill His will. You know? Yeah, it's in section 17. Start at verse 12.
12 and 12?
Yeah, 17. 17 and 12. Yeah, because that's what they're going to do ultimately. They're going to destroy their own rulership. As crazy as it sounds, that's what they're going to do. We're not going to have to do much of anything. We just got to wait for the deliverance. Of course, the Most High is going to give certain men spiritual power, to basically, help out in this thing. The Most High is going to do that, but ultimately, the Most High is going to make them take themselves down. He's going to deliver His elect, primarily out of Babylon, but throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Yeah, so for a certain time frame, which this is dealing with, the NATO and the EU, and when you go into the 10 horns, when you even look at certain times when they set it up, there's actually like 10 different nations that they had. And then they added the other ones later. So they already came together, which right now that's what's happening. Because really since World War II, when they set up that whole NATO and the European Union, they've actually been trying to get everything together, in terms of setting up their official New World Order. That's how they did certain things over this period of time. They've actually they had colonies. Colonialism was ending. They were doing that on purpose because what they did was they end that colonialism. They then got them same different nations that they got out of and got them into IMF and the World Bank. Put that debt on them.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was part of the craftiness that they were doing, and now you see the full effects of it economically, of what they're doing. Right now they're trying to crash the petrodollar. They're trying to bring about that economic downfall to basically really put a grip on the masses.
Right.
So keep going.
These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. They shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For He is the Most High of Lords, and King of Kings, and they that are with Him are called and chosen and faithful.
But that's talking about the elect. So what they're going to do is they're actually going to go to war against Yahushua and His elect. So that's what's going to ultimately culminate. And right now, people can't really see that. They can't really see the fact that this war that's coming up is actually going to ultimately lead to who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahushua, coming with the angels and coming with His elect men to basically come to battle against Him.
That's right.
Okay, keep going.
And He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest were the whores sitting are people, and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
So that's how Esau's desolation is going to come. It's going to come through the means of their own structure within. Is going to fold. it's going to be divided, and it's going to be divided, and it's going to come to naught. In fact, get me Mark chapter 3 and verse 25. Yeah, because the Most High set it up that He built them up only for them to come together, thinking that they're doing Bilderberg group meeting. They come with the United Nations Assembly. All these different things that they're doing that they think is actually going to lead to some, what is it called? Bohemian Grove.
Right, right.
All those things that they're doing is actually just going to lead to them, coming to council, and it's going to backfire upon them. It tells you take the wise in his own counsel, he's taking the crafty in his own counsel. That's how he's going to take them down and turn their own counsel against them. And eventually they're going to have to, the NATO, the EU, and then they're going to get with the rest of the nuclear empowered nations to basically shoot those missiles upon here, because there's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to make them say, man, we can't really do this. We got to just get rid of it. And ultimately they're going to destroy themselves.
Right.
So go ahead and get that.
This is St. Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Yeah, if the kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Because that's one of the main things, the reason why a lot of these different empires and kingdoms go down is out of internal division. And the Most High sets that up. Right, keep going.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
Yep. And the kingdom divided about that house cannot stand. So whose house are we talking about? We're talking about the house of Esau.
That's it. That's right.
The house of Esau is no longer going to be able to stand because it's going to be divided against itself. Right now, they've been all in one accord, starting with their elites on how they're going to do things, and that's the reason why they're in their own deception, thinking that it's going to continue as it's always been. In fact, get me Psalms 49 and 11, I believe. Yeah, they think they're going to continue ruling. In fact, there's over at the other spot over there was off of Maine. You go further down. About the place lasting forever.
Yeah.
They actually got that in there. So go ahead and just get me that real quick.
This is Psalm 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yeah, their inward thought is that their houses should continue to have forever. Because if they really believed that they were actually going to go down, they wouldn't even try to institute the chip. Because they understand that something's going to happen next with our people. If they really believed that, they would just basically just shut everything down, come and say, listen, go ahead and take us into slavery. We're going to just do this the easy way.
Right.
Give you back the land and all that. But their deception, the way Satan has them, he has them believing that we're so far gone. And even when you look at Israel as a whole, there's so much division that it looks like we're not even that the elect is never going to come together.
Right, right.
Because they done confused so many men with different doctrines and philosophies. You got men that are pushing different names.
Right.
You got people that are basically saying that Esau can be saved. You got all kinds of confusion that's set up in this place, and people can say they can never get on one accord. But the elect ultimately is gonna get on one accord together, man.
That's right.
And the elect is throughout the four corners of the earth. We got to remember that too.
Yeah.
That's right.
We got to remember that, but it's not just here in Babylon. It's throughout the four corners of the earth that the Most High is going to gather it, because they're going to be put into a spiritual house. We don't. 144 don't got 1,000 got to all know each other personally.
No.
The Most High is going to set in order how He's going to have it set up. So no one man or group can say that that we are the real house of the elect.
That's right.
Right.
No one man and no one group.
Yeah, no one can say that.
They the elect.
Yeah, that's because the Most High sets up His own house spiritually in the heavens.
Yeah.
He's the one who's making his decision of who He's going to have in that house and who He's not going to have in that house. So yeah, by the carnal eyes, they might think that there's a division, but the elect has the same mind of Yahweh Shai.
Right, right.
Collectively.
That's right.
Okay, and they're going to have we're going to have brotherly love with one another.
That's right.
Ultimately.
So back in the Revelations.
Yeah.
He gonna put it on their minds.
Yeah. Come.
This is Revelations chapter 17, verse 17. For Yahweh has put it in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled.
Unto the words of Yahweh, which is what? The prophecy.
That's right.
Because certain things have to come to pass before they could be, the fulfillment of our kingdom coming. You know, the Most High is bound to His word. You know, if He says He's going to have certain things happen before He sets up His kingdom, that's the way it's going to be. You know, and that's the reason why we have to have that World War III come. In fact, just jump over to another chapter, Revelations 11 and 14. You know,
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So you're going to have that war coming, right?
That's right.
World War III has to happen.
That's right.
In order for us to get out of this place. Okay? And that's plain in the scriptures. In fact, just go ahead and go to Joel.